There we go. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Dude, it's going awesome.
Oh,
Where are where are the reserves? Bring them forward.
no kidding, man. Like I thought all the reserves had been used up, but I guess they got a lot more.
See here. I haven't even looked at the weather report. Let me see what the
We gained 6 degree days.
against 6 degree days.
Yes.
Well, this makes sense.
Yeah, 10 cents per degree day, right?
Right? That's been the translation for it forever. No, I'm just kidding. Totally being facetious there.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, they're just looking at I see what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
The weather. There's a heating degree day hump coming in after the 10th of February through like the 16th. It's gonna be colder than normal. The peak for it is somewhere around the 13th at about like 29 heating HDDs. And so yeah, I guess it's to see how long is that gonna last. Is it gonna get higher? There's all kinds of strong feelings about making sure they're on the right side of something.
Feelings is definitely, I think, the main player here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think we've got, the three things going on. Yeah, we have cold weather. I get that. Then we've
Mhm.
also got short squeezing, which I mean, like they're approaching, like squeezing out shorts from October. Like it's approaching.
Yeah, those people didn't cash out. Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
they're expecting to go to like $3. Oh yeah.
When it's the March contract, so people who are looking at shorting from the, like the huge peak last
hmm
last October, shorting from there all the way until like end of season.
hmm
Um, which would be, I guess, somewhere in this contract or the next one. Then,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, and then also the geopolitical things going on in the world.
hmm
Namely, yeah. I mean, just to be explicit, Russia's possibly going to invade Ukraine. Yeah, that was when I got up and I saw price action. That was the first thing I looked at, because in my mind, there's no way that one or like two overnight iterations of a weather forecast would make prices go up 60 cents. Like, but again, like it's I've spoken this recently. Like, how do you think about the unthinkable? Because to me, this is unthinkable, but it's happening and we're living it.
It's laughable and
Yeah,
enjoyable. Enjoyable to experience.
but just keep um, buying, here and there, just a little bit.
hmm Yep, I've done that.
Hmm, very good. So, I guess kind of like recap. Let's see here, like price action overnight. Let's look at 15 minute. So yesterday there's a lot a lot of selling, a lot of buying, super choppy, sideways, mostly on volume. The day ended lower, but it did end above 470, which is what we talked about at the beginning of the stream yesterday.
hmm
And then there's always like this volume spike on the 12:15 candle on 15 minute, like a 15 minute chart, and it was pretty minor movement overall, but it did end in the green, that 15 minute candle, and after that, prices just like went went up on low volume,
hmm
and so I'm looking right here. Yep, low volume came up, and a lot of times we see at midnight we see, like, some selling at these prices, these high prices. We
hmm
see selling there. Didn't really happen last night, and then, I mean, what is it? 2 o'clock rolls around, then it just starts. I guess there was some selling, but a lot of buying too. So it kind of like stagnated, 5 cent range there, and then prices started. Whoop. Is this parabolic? No, not quite. I mean, I wouldn't describe it as parabolic. Parabolic being like the shape of the curve for people who don't
Right.
aren't familiar with that, and I wouldn't describe it as parabolic just because like it was coming down and then it just like skyrocketed.
Hmm.
I think that's mostly just a guess. I'm short squeezing based on like that little bit of cold weather, in case people are fearful that that could develop into another 36-degree day hump, which would be like record setting probably. And yeah, and then you get fuel for the fire, right?
Right.
And then people buy up, and you get a combination of different things. But it's all buying. That's why all the candles are green.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm still not putting it out there. We might see 550 today, but maybe tomorrow.
That's
Maybe,
true.
maybe we'll see 750 by next week.
11.
Okay.
I was thinking 11:45 by
Yeah.
like um Tuesday. I was
It's
trying to think of like a good joke, but I couldn't come up with. I'm sorry.
no, you can't come up with a better joke than what's already happening, dude.
I'm like
Like
saying,
you
yeah, what's
can't
already happening, like happening right now.
you can't top this.
Oh no, you can't, dude. Like
Remember when we
April.
thought that when the February contract got to 480, that was Christmas and February or whatever. But
Oh yeah, dude.
um,
Oh, dude, this is like Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, my birthday, Easter, Thanksgiving, all wrapped into one with bacon on top. Just like mounds of bacon, like the edges of the bacon are bowing, like dripping off the sides. Like there's so much bacon on this. It's awesome.
just to reiterate here, like we say this pretty much in every stream, we're not day traders, so you're not going to see us like trying to get these tiny movements here and there, or like reversing, or excuse me, going long at 535 with no stop loss or anything like that. You're not going to see us doing that. We're swing traders, and so this is just we're prepared for these movements, and yeah, I mean we're just because you don't see us like buying and selling and talking about like our positions and how much money we're making like on the day. It's we are actively trading. It's just not like by the minute. That's all. So that being said, we are taking advantage of these like ridiculous price swings and spikes and stuff. But it's just probably if you pay attention to other traders' YouTube channels, it's probably different from what you're used to. That's all. This is way more relaxed trading and actually thinking instead of emotions. That's all.
Mhm.
My chair's having a little field day here.
Oh, biscuits.
It's like going down on its own.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. For what people said, what I was thinking about my chair there. As soon as you said that, I have a wobbly armrest that I'm gonna need to fix. But
Hmm.
yeah, since we don't day trade and we're not looking for little tiny movements from like minute to minute, like you were saying, yeah, I think people may not be like as accustomed to what they see as here. And then as far as the price goes for natural gas, this is literally just like you like live for this. This is why like there's a saying like you have like dry powder, and then you use it for like the unthinkable, as uh as Professor labeled it, so that you can then capitalize on these things and uh make a ton of money off it, like a ton. Uh, like right now, I'm looking at April contracts. They peaked out at $4.99, now dribbling down like 4.88 as I speak. Like again, like he said, we're swing traders, so we're looking to make trades that'll take like anywhere from like a few days to a couple weeks, maybe a month or two. Uh, come April contracts are not going to be like $5.
No, yeah.
I like literally. I'm just, for someone who's a speculative, trader like we are, and we're just looking to make money off movement over a longer period of time. This really is just like someone showing up at the front door with a package, and it's like, oh, hey, you need to sign for this package. It's like, oh, what's in it? Just bundles of cash. Like, yeah, not kidding. Like, holy cow. This is like ridiculous. Like, so enjoyable, but, so ridiculous all in such a wonderful way.
Yeah, better buy that dip. Going long at 525 for March contracts.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought there'd be more selling. I mean, it could not be done, but like I think 550 is the target, and the Bulls will make that happen, Captain.
Hmm.
Either today or tomorrow for the inventory. I mean,
Hmm.
we've seen it before. Like once prices are like this elevated. I mean, by before I mean like months ago,
Hmm.
where like once prices get to a certain point, like someone with a lot of money just has like they have a sell order in for like a lot of contracts whenever it gets to a certain price. Could be 550, could be 750. I don't know what it is, but um, that's why I don't day trade.
Hmm.
But yeah, maybe it's 550, and that's like where they're like, oh my god, this is dumb, and then somebody just sells a bunch of shorts. Maybe they're waiting for next week for after this cold weather to pass. Maybe that won't happen. I don't know, but I do agree with you that prices will not be $5 in April.
No, they don't. In fact, I'm literally betting on it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. If you're into like trading technical indicators, like studies on your charts, you can look over behind me. The RSI has been like way overbought for a long time. The MACD crossover is not saying to sell yet, but I have a feeling it will. I don't know. That's more of like a momentum indicator. So
yeah. Yeah, that'll tell you to sell after, the downward trend is quote unquote confirmed and you missed out on. Like, you start shorting, you know, like $1 below the peak. You now have confirmation that
yeah,
the
then
price is going down. Uh, I'm sorry, I just can't keep a straight face this morning.
it's all right. this,
This
yeah,
is that awesome. Like, this is that awesome.
we were up 60 cents. Now we're only up 54 cents on the day. good time,
Oh.
good time to go long here. Keep this momentum going. I'd like to see 550 today, just so um my
You can, like,
prophecy is
weep.
right.
Yeah, and you can weep with joy.
Yeah, this is gonna be a huge volume day. What is it at right now? We are at almost 70,000 contracts, and the market hasn't even opened.
Oh, yeah, volume's huge. To put this into perspective for people, all of yesterday was 135,475,
I think I can get rid of this triangle behind me now.
right?
Yeah, I don't think it applies anymore.
The measured move of the descending triangle.
Yeah. Yep. Like I don't think it's applied for a while, and I've often questioned that. I just haven't
Hmm.
removed it from the chart.
Yeah, it was just like a good what we're talking about is that there's a trader out there slash analyst who talks about who does with natural gas, and they talk, and that was their technical. They're very technical oriented trader, and they were always looking at that for like a point on the chart for initiating a short position is what they were always talking about. Uh, because they are looking, to make very few trades like in any given time, like in like a year, and under these conditions, that's what they were looking for like the trade to do right now, given what price action had been over the month of December and all that. Uh, so yeah, that's what that kind of. Oh yeah, the coffee. Oh man,
Oh yeah,
what kind is that?
the stuff in the red can, the cheap stuff,
Yeah, that's right. Same here.
tastes great.
So yeah, because you can just make so much money off just simple things like this. Like literally. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. It, yeah. It's like you were saying. You order a package on Amazon or something. The truck comes, drops it off. You get the email. Go out there, get the package, and then you hear someone like ring the doorbell, and it's the Amazon driver, and he's like, "Oh shoot, we forgot some stuff," and he backs in your driveway, which they never do.
Right.
And then he opens up the back, and it's just like duffel bags full of cash.
Yeah, and it's
Just
heavy. That's why they backed up the driveway.
exactly, and there's a lot of it.
And the dollies is like they need the dolly. Like you ever seen Heat?
Oh, it's by one of my top 5 favorite movies. Yes, sir, I
Yeah.
have.
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh, you have great taste in movies. That's
Finally, yeah, we meet at this. Yeah, anyway, go.
Oh yeah, it's like that. Like those huge for people who haven't seen it, just fast forward to the end if you're not interested in watching like classic Michael Mann action films with great acting. If you're not into that, if you're not into action films with great acting and like an all-star cast, then just fast forward to the end, and there's a point where all the characters have these duffel bags for money. It's like that
They're
coming
all
off the
walking
Amazon
out with
truck.
big smiles on their faces.
Right. These are like the largest duffel bags like I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, like I could fit in one, and
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
an average sized dude.
I'm an above average sized dude, and I could fit in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, for people who don't know, I'm like 6'3", 6'4", and yeah, I could fit in one. And I don't do yoga or anything like that. Like, but I could get myself into one. Like, they're enormous. These duffel bags.
It's lots of money to be made here.
hmm
Oil was approaching $90 today.
hmm
Interesting, just chugging along, reaching that predicted price of $100 probably.
hmm Yep. But they're like, dude, were you guys kidding about that $100? Like, no, no, we're not. Like, we're not increasing. I guess I should back up to where I like me making that joke. Um, so for people who don't know, like there's what's OPEC is out there in the world, and there's OPEC Plus, and then OPEC is a cartel of countries that are oil producing, exporting countries, and they pretty much control prices globally because they have such a large percentage of the global production and global export capacity of oil. And then like export plus outside of OPEC, there's like Russia in there because they're a very large producer of oil and exporter of oil as well. So they're like in on the club now, but they don't follow by the club's rules. Uh, they just do whatever they want, which is why they're not actually part of OPEC, but they're OPEC plus. They're like at the table, and long ago in a galaxy far, far away, OPEC Plus decided that OPEC decided they were going to like increase oil production gradually, like slowly over time, like a little bit every month, and prices have been going up. Because demand has increased for oil since the the pandemic, like shutdowns have like been easing and going away around the world, and so oil demand is going way up, and demand now is like outpacing uh, like supply, and so prices have been going up steadily. And there's the number was put out there like, oh yeah, we're shooting for $100 oil. Leaders of like some Western countries, like the United States, have begged OPEC and OPEC Plus to like pump more oil in the name of the environment, and uh, they've said no. They're gonna just they've been OPEC said like no, we're gonna stick with our like gradual increasing of oil output, and just like the demand for just the new demand for oil over this last like 6 months to for countries to burn for energy due to the how expensive natural gas is and how limited inventories in Europe are. That's like created that a lot of countries around the world, including in Europe, have been burning oil for energy, and that increased demand for oil has outpaced the amount of oil that's getting put out for like the new incremental increases, and that's why the price just keeps going up because you have a supply demand curve axes, and they intersect, and since demand is continuously outpacing uh supply, the price is just elevating uh slowly and slowly until you can like find that intersection. So yeah, they're shooting for 100 for a hundo, those fat Benjamins. um I think they're gonna get it, unless like, I don't know, like a new strain comes out that's like something crazy or even crazier than what the craziness has already happened. You know what I mean? Like we're already wearing plaid. We already wear plaid because of the craziness of the
They're gonna
world
get it.
now.
They're gonna get it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know what the plaid virus gets its own virus or something. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like what, to where we'd have to like shut everything down again. Like unless like something like that happens, yeah, I think like $100 is happening. And that would be without like a Russia invasion. That would be another thing, like talking oil, that if Russia were to invade Ukraine, oil would spike easy, just like natural gas. Like that would be my expectation for both natural gas and oil. So the price would spike uh really hard on that news.
Yeah, so that's sound. I totally agree.
So yeah, that's what Professor meant. Like we're, getting up 90 area and on our way to a hundo. That's what that is. We have like jokes where we tell jokes where someone's like, "Oh no, that was just like, some big trader's like, "Oh no, everyone was kidding, right?" when they said that, and it's like, "Oh no, no, that's not a joke." Then you see like the panicking going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's for real.
yeah, that's for real. Yeah, the panic is real, and the price target for that is real, and it's kind of like the panic that we saw when February contracts expired. That was
Yeah.
really the catalyst, like that insanity, because that was just like unthinkable to me. Uh,
Yes.
that happened. That has been the catalyst for just like a week of like we're in plaid, blindfolded, driving at ludicrous speed, doing donuts in the Walmart parking lot right now, while we drink booze out of a like emptied Pringles can. I do enjoy it, but
Yeah, I think like we've had this conversation, but I think it'll be even more important going forward to keep possibly always keep dry powder, but going forward even keeping more, because like these anomalies will happen. Like these will become not anomalies. These will become
Mhm,
like, oh, they happen once in a while, or like they happen a few times a season, or a few times a year, or whatever.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you there. Instead of happening like 3 or 4 times a year, I think it's going to be more like it's going to happen 10 times a year.
Yeah, like almost every month.
Yeah, just honestly, like I really do. For everyone's benefit if they care about what I think. Uh, so I'm with you 100% on that. Uh, this is one of those things where people like they can observe over time, like how price behavior changes, and then how that can just change like trading strategy, like setting up trades where looking at whether it's technicals or fundamentals and being like, oh, okay, where am I gonna start building a position?
Mhm.
And yeah, I agree with you 100% that this sort of thing being a more normal thing, it definitely alters that.
Yeah, and it's I would I wouldn't say that it makes it more difficult. Like from like see a practical perspective, like just building a position and everything, but from the emotional side, or like because how do you how do you I mean how do you take into account, like how do you plan for craziness, like how do you plan for irrationality in markets? um in in my mind, it's just betting on probabilities with a certain amount of dry powder. For people who don't know, dry powder is just like money not involved in your trade, and keeping a certain amount of dry powder, but maybe even more for these types of things.
Yeah, I'm
And
with
so,
you.
yeah, I mean, so like the practical sense is like, now you just build your position the same way, but maybe shift it a little bit. Position sizing, maybe that would be affected, and then the dry powder. But like, there's keeping the emotions out. I guess that's what I'm getting at, is the hardest part.
Yeah, that emotion for me is patience. Because some people may think I'm joking when I say I have like 19 greedy bones in my body, but I feel like I do. When they're like, "Oh, everyone has a greedy bone," I feel like I have like 19. Like most of my rack of ribs are like greedy bones.
I guess what to be more specific, dialing in a little bit, what we're talking about is patience. Like this is crazy town. We're up 55 cents on the day. One day candle at 50. Like that's crazy. On 6 degree day gain. Unless somebody had like some insider knowledge, like, oh yeah, like Russia's going to invade Ukraine tomorrow, or so something like that. Um, just it Go back and like look at historical charts, like the daily charts. This is a huge move, and I don't see any catalyst for it. So that's what we're talking about, is like patience. So you see something like this, it's crazy, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna go 100% in here. No, you need to be patient. Like nibble. Don't like choke on the marrow.
Right. Absolutely. That's exactly what I mean. Yeah.
I always like that term, nibble. Take a
Hmm.
little nibble.
Boom, boom. Yeah. See where it's at. What it tastes like. It's good before you sink your teeth in.
Yeah. I read the headline on Centigrade this morning. So he thinks that this is just a website that we consult. I don't know if it'd be consult anymore. We look at it. We look at it casually on a regular basis, and he was saying that gas is overpriced here, and he, oh, by the way, he's a permable. So
Oh
if
yeah.
if he's saying that gas is overpriced, that's a big, I mean, I guess like indicator to us, like in the minds of permables. But he's saying gas is overpriced here unless we exit the withdrawal season at 1.25 trillion cubic feet. So that's to give you an idea of how perma bullish he is, everybody.
Hmm.
That's Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was funny.
I do. I didn't. I hadn't read that, and I did. You know what I mean? Because that's just what adds to why this is why I was having so much difficulty earlier before I had really a lot of coffee to drink to
Mhm.
keep a straight face looking at what I was looking at, and like with my exuberance.
Yeah, this is so okay. I guess I'll explain why that's funny. If you look back at historical charts, we are in crazy town. There's no reason for prices to be this high. They're unjustified by the fundamentals. And if you look back at like any time that we've exited the withdrawal season above $4, like the outlook for natural gas inventories was like catastrophic. They're
Oh
not
yeah.
currently catastrophic by any means.
Hmm.
They're nearing like the lower range of the 5 year average, but they're still within the 5 year average range projections. That is, and so for someone to say like that prices are only overpriced right now or like too high, if we exit the withdrawal season at 1,250 billion cubic feet, is still laughable. But I mean, it's happening. Like we're here at these prices. Um, yeah, it's just patience waited out. This is, I think, cause for a lot of demand destruction. I've said that before, and that kind of thing takes a long time to manifest or like
Hmm.
to really notice in the inventory numbers. That's the thing about a commodity is like with the numbers are so huge, like the inventories, production numbers, demand, and it really takes some time to like for there to be a big transition or like a
Hmm.
noticeable transition where it'll show up in price action.
Yeah, weeks, if
But
not months.
yeah, that's why natural gas in the wintertime is especially I think popular for trading. Or I mean, like I wouldn't say that actually because it's not, but volatile. It's just the volatility comes from
Hmm.
um, weather patterns coming in. Oh, are we gonna see a push? A push here?
I think so.
Let's get this narrowed down to the 1 minute candles behind me.
Boom, market opened. And they're off. As if they weren't before, they're off now.
They were off yesterday afternoon.
And they just haven't stopped.
Yeah, yeah,
Someone just dumped a bunch of Adderall in their puppy chow.
yeah. Yeah, now I'm curious. Like, where is the magic number? Where's the magic number where enough people are like, okay, it's time.
Yeah, where all their greedy bones are satisfied.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Probably like $20 for some. For some others, probably like the psychological aspect of 650
Yeah.
because the price like went up to there when it was not like the last day of a contract being squeezed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think for some people it'd be in that ballpark area. Obviously the less greedy someone is, the lower off that price it gets. Like 635, 642 instead of 650. Because they don't want to be too greedy.
Yeah. The-
And then that's where they like have their order to sell after like confirmation of the price reduction. Uh, like they have a technical indicator and they like look at something and they're like, oh, okay, like if prices go back down to like the bottom of the gap and close, which is like for, you know, 69 about on look, I'm just like casually glancing over at the daily charts. They like set that up in their mind as, for their algorithm to be some technical things. So then they, let the price go all the way back down to there. And then they go, oh, okay, now it's time for me to close on my long position. Because like that's like the example of like greed being someone's enemy instead of just being like, oh, dude, man, I've been long since like 380, and we're here where we're at, like right now as we speak, and just being like, oh, cool, that's plenty. Sell now. Now they're like, oh no, I'm not waiting to sell at $7 or 650, and then they just watch it come all the way back over time. And then that's the technical indicator for their, quote unquote confirmation that, oh yeah, we are on a reversal. And then they sell.
I think it's by human nature. So like in trading and the greed thing and everything, I think it's like it's by human nature. It takes discipline, meaning like you have to go against your own nature as a person to not to sell to have like a profit taking target and all that. Because I think what a lot of people do is they'll get into a trade and it's in the positive, it's in the green. They get a good feeling. It literally feels good. You have dopamine release, reinforces that behavior and all that stuff, and then it becomes like the security blanket. It makes you feel good being in the green, and then people like I think by human nature do not want to sell. Like nothing's telling them. It's not like I've got a thing in my body that tells me to eat bacon every day. I don't do it, but I'm just saying like because bacon tastes good to my body, and it's that kind of thing. Like don't sell, because it feels good to be in the green.
Hmm.
Just totally abstract thought here, but
Oh no, I'm with you. I think you're absolutely right.
huge volume today. This is enormous.
This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking at like this right here. So behind me, you can see I'm looking at right here is the volume indicator on this little chart, and right here we're looking at 558 volume on 1 minute, and it went up about 2 cents. The body of the candle is like 2 cents. And I also wanted to point out here, Bull, is that let's see the 2 minute candles,
Hmm.
728 and 730.
Wow.
They have like the same amount of volume, but the red one's bigger. I think that's the first
Right.
time I've ever seen that. Or I guess paid attention to it, noticed it.
Hmm.
Oh, I guess I'm referring to the bullish bias that just exists in trading all around and
Yeah.
investing and everything. Where like I'm being like literal. That's the first time that I've noticed it. But usually, what we see is like, say you have X volume, two different candles. One's green, one's red. The green one will be bigger, even though it has the same amount of volume. Volume being the amount of trades executed, and so people are way more ready to buy than they are to sell.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just
Oh yeah.
I mean, like we've talked about a lot of things in our stream, and today prices in it's done some crazy things, like literally irrational things, and yeah, we've talked about fundamentals and stuff. I'm just bringing up other stuff. I don't know,
Yeah.
like
It's like old Warren Buffett said when other people are being greedy.
sell.
Yep. That is the answer, everyone. And then when everyone else is being like panic and terrified, that's when you buy. I'm stoked. This is exciting.
Yeah, I bought a handful of shares and reduced or changed my cost average
Hmm.
significantly.
Hmm. Yeah, me too. Yes, me too.
It was one of those, like woke up this morning and then I saw like what price action was doing, and then I was like, okay, I'm done sleeping. That's it. I'm not gonna be able to nod off again after this. So I got up. Too funny. There's
Yeah.
still apparently plenty of buyers. We got a 10-cent range, although I say about 10 cents, like 5.24, 5.34. But the man, the scaling of the chart is so dwarfed because like it just prices went up a lot. What else we got today?
Um, I think there's supposed to be some other diplomatic talks uh later this week at some point. I haven't seen where, but for the Russia situation,
Right.
environmentalists are just outraged that nuclear and natural gas has been labeled green by the European Union.
Mm-hmm.
So that's dominating a lot of the news.
Oh, is that officially part of their taxonomy now? The energy mix taxonomy?
uh, if it's not, then it's unofficially official. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like
got you.
when
Yeah.
I mean, the two biggest players like in the European Union, France and Germany, those are the two main like sources of energy that they have. France is nuclear, Germany's natural gas. Like I don't see how people didn't see this coming, but given like just how the whole like green energy movement has played out over the last 20 years, and for people who don't know, it's just green on paper only. That's why like, the term like net zero exists
Yeah.
because you're like, oh yeah, I'm not actually like zero carbon emissions. But if I buy credits from like someone else who's never going to use them to begin with, then I'm now zero. And it's like, oh well, what's the overall like output look like globally? Oh, it's bigger. Oh, okay.
It's like realizing losses and trading so you can get a tax deduction.
Yeah,
It's like, well, I mean, kind of. On paper, it shows you get money back on your taxes, but also, I mean, I guess no, it's not. That's a bad analogy. I'm sorry. What else?
yeah. I mean, this could be due to. I mean, the price action could be due to geopolitical things. I'm reading here. Evidently, some of White House officials talking on anonymity says that like more U.S. troops are being sent to Eastern Europe to like like Poland and whatnot
Mm-hmm.
than was originally planned. So uh, they're going to Romania also. So maybe that's what this is. Like, part of that, there's apprehension of something kicking off soon, to like celebrate the opening of the Winter Olympic Games.
Yeah. Here's one from Associated Press talking about. Oh, that's probably the one you were looking at.
So yeah, that could be part of this. Or, people get nervous. People who are short can get nervous and cover their short position. Some people, be long speculatively because they want to, cash in on the expectation of an upward movement. It's like I've said many times, if I was trading someone else's money and I was getting paid regardless of whether I made money or not, the way I trade would be totally different than the way I trade right now because I trade my own money.
Oh, you mean higher risk?
Yeah, like
Just
way
me, yeah.
higher risk. Yeah. Like way higher risk because there's no risk to me if I get paid regardless of like making or losing money or not.
Absolutely, yeah. You get, I guess you get a bonus, but you're still getting paid even without a bonus.
hmm Well, how do you feel? I feel good.
I feel good too. Just a quick note: we're already
Mhm.
at. Oh no, we're at. I thought it was 100,000. No, we'll get there within 15 minutes. we're
Mhm.
at, we're,
You
we're
jumped the
at,
gun a little bit.
yeah, we're at 90,000 right now. It's. I mean, I don't think 50. I mean, 50 minutes is funny, but I don't think. I think it's real.
Mhm.
Like we'll
No,
be
I
there.
agree. Within the market being open 30 minutes for the day.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
man.
huge for people who don't know. Like that's huge volume.
Yeah, this is nuts.
Yeah, this
Yes,
is
sir.
awesome.
I do feel good.
All right. Well, hey everyone. Hope you all have a great day, and I hope everyone is enjoying trading as much as we are.